There is something in this building behind this door you guys need to see. When I found this, I couldn't believe what I was looking at, and it really surprised me. So a while back, I took a look at this fan-made Star Wars game called Docking Bay 94 and compared its map design to Mos Eisley in Battlefront 2, and the results were quite interesting. This Mos Eisley proved to be a more accurate recreation of the Mos Eisley scene in the Star Wars films. But Battlefront 2's map was much more suited to multiplayer gameplay, and that's what it was designed for. So recently, I went back and revisited this fan-made game because I remember it being so incredibly detailed. It has an accurate looking cantina, 3 docking bays with a 2-scale Millennium Falcon, X-Wings, and an Imperial shuttle. It's got a bunch of astromech droids all roaming around the map and makes you feel like you're actually in the streets of Mos Eisley, apart from the fact there's no one else around. I went back and watched my old video about this map and thought surely there has to be more in this map, maybe something I missed, more details the developers included in the fan-made project that would take some extra digging to find. I remembered there was a part of the map I hadn't fully explored. That's where this room is. It turns out I was right. I found a few more incredible details that blew my mind, so I hope they also blow yours. That's what I'm going to share with you today, while also taking a quick look back at Battlefront 2's Mos Eisley to see if this map also has these details. They're pretty obscure Easter eggs though, so I don't think Battlefront 2 will have them, but we'll see. Hey everyone, it's Andrew, and let me take you on a journey around this map and into this little building with a green light on the door I only just discovered. This is something the game devs inserted into the map for us to discover, but I think there might be a little more here than first meets the eye. Let me show you why. So this room is kind of a joke Easter egg room put in the game by the devs. There's some pretty interesting posters they've used to decorate the room. On the left here we have Porkins, that brave pilot who refused to eject. Beneath the words, "Remember his sacrifice," we have some words in Orbesh. Now, if you don't know what Orbesh is, it's that language seen all over the Star Wars universe, the universal Star Wars language. And if you can't read Orbesh, I suggest you spend the next month of your life learning the language. Only then will you have achieved full Star Wars mode. So this says, "He had a problem, but didn't eject out. We salute you." We sure do, Porkins. Fun story, back in October 2019 when I was at Disneyland's Galaxy's Edge, walking around the park with a few other YouTubers, we asked Star Wars Explain to translate some of the Orbesh inscriptions on the walls. And he could do it, like on the spot, he could just read the Orbesh. So we followed him around while he translated everything we couldn't read. It was quite incredible to see. The guy can actually read Orbesh. Commitment, man, that's some dedication. On the right, we have a poster of Admiral Akbar saying it's a frap. He's holding a frappuccino. Next to that, a selfie of 2 stormtroopers and the skeleton of either Uncle Owen or Aunt Beru, aptly titled "Moisture Farming on Tatooine, lol." There's actually a few really good stormtrooper selfies out there. Here's one on the Tantive 4 with Vader. Here's one on Endor after the rebels have just been captured. I think this one takes the cake though. Oh man. Just above this is a still of Vader pointing his finger at Princess Leia. This says, "Who's yo daddy?" with 3 exclamation marks. This says, "You rum" with 3 exclamation points. Not really sure what this means. Maybe it's supposed to say your instead of your rum, but if you don't believe me, go translate it yourself and learn fluent Orbesh so we don't have confusion like this happen again. If you gaze your eyes down here, you'll see an orange blaster, which kind of looks like a Nerf gun. This says, "Step 1, pick up Acme BB-8 launcher. Step 2, insert your favorite BB-8 despite his objections. Step 3, pull trigger to hurl into the sky. Step 4, fun," with 3 exclamation points. So it's a BB-8 launcher. The writing on the wall here says, "Most elegant weapon for a more civilized age." It's pointing at the BB-8 launcher. This is the most elegant weapon for a more civilized age. I agree, definitely. Over here, we have an image that gives us some real hints about Rey's parents and her origin. Now, this game was made before Rise of Skywalker released, so Rey's real origin hadn't yet been revealed. But this is some really heavy stuff right here. We have Lone Star and Princess Vespa from Spaceballs with the caption, "Possible lineage to Rey. Research indicates likelihood." Then the paper paper with Rey as an adult and a little girl reads, "I love this Orbesh troll. They're joking about Rey's parents." Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the developers of this game just trolled me and everyone else who translated this. But hey, I'd love to believe these are Rey's real parents. I feel like, it's fitting. I would love for them to be her parents. Absolutely. Let's go with that. Lock it in. We'll have to ask George first, though. Now, this giant-looking computer clock, I'm not so sure about whether it was put here for a specific reason or it's just being used to make the room feel a little less empty. I don't know what this is, and I'm not going to go waste the time trying to find out just to have the developers of this game troll me again by wasting my time. So, if you know what this is, please tell me. Okay, next up, we're going out of this little room and into the cantina. This detail is something I completely missed the first time looking at this game. In the cantina bar, on the floor, near where Ben, Luke, Dr. Evazan, and Ponda Baba were having a drink, is a small splatter of blood, left over from the dismembered arm of Ponda Baba. How crazy is this? They actually put his blood on the floor and it's still there. I went to a Star Wars exhibition recently and saw the head of Ponda Baba, like his actual head was there. So obviously more dismemberment occurred after this altercation in the cantina. But what's more important now is that the devs of this game even went as far to include the little detail of Ponda Baba's arm blood. I always wondered if this left a stain and if they cleaned it up. And they didn't. It's still here. It did leave a stain. There you go. Going over to Battlefront 2, the cantina floor here doesn't have this. I searched everywhere, all around the bar, and couldn't find any signs of blood. So either they cleaned the bar floor, or this is a different cantina altogether, which it kind of is. It looks nothing like the original cantina in the film, the room is a lot bigger, and the bar is a different shape. Like I said, this representation of Mos Eisley is designed as a gameplay map, not as an accurate one-to-one recreation. Still, figured DICE would have put some Easter egg to Dr. Evazan and Ponda Baba in here, but I couldn't find any. I couldn't find any signs that they had ever visited this particular cantina. So there you have it. Still waiting for that Battlefront 2 Dr. Evazan Ponda Baba Easter egg. Same as Jar Jar. Still waiting for the Jar Jar Battlefront 2 Easter egg. Hasn't happened yet. Asked Dennis way back about putting Jar Jar in the game. It still hasn't happened. Okay, let's move on to the next detail in this map. Just behind the giant crashed ship, as I was walking past, I noticed this sign. 3 girls dancing. I've never seen this before on Tatooine. As far as my research goes, there is no nightclub on Tatooine. Not in the films anyway. Although I haven't read all the Star Wars books set on Tatooine or expanded universe stuff, so maybe there is mention of this. However, beneath this crashed ship, known as the Dowager Queen, in the film, we see this, which could be this, but could also not be. Who knows? Anyway, you can't go inside, and even after shooting at the door, whoever's inside wouldn't let me in. I'd be lying if I didn't say I was disappointed. It's cool to see this game trying to expand the realism and detail of this world, though. I can imagine a place like this existing in the seedy underworld of Mos Eisley. There's also nothing like this on Battlefront 2's Mos Eisley map, but there are lots of doors that could lead to really anything. Anything could be behind the doors. There's droid workshops, there's food stalls, lots of other details in this map that Docking Bay 94 doesn't have. But both games do share this next detail. In the distance up here, we can see the Ubrikian Trade Tower, owned by Ubrikian Industries, who were the manufacturers of Jabba's sail barge. So there's a fun little detail for you. Good to know for the next time you want to buy yourself a sail barge. You go to these guys. You come visit Tatooine, you go to the Ubrikian Trade Tower. Ubrikian Industries also manufactured these land speeders you see on Mos Eisley. This speeder appears in both Docking Bay 94 and Battlefront 2 and pretty much every creation of Mos Eisley, I think. I feel like this speeder has been everywhere. And they also produced the Ubrikian floating fortress seen in the Clone Wars. So this trade tower you can see in both games, although you can't get close to it. Would be cool to see this close up. I don't think there's any game that gets you close to this. It'd be cool to see this developed in a future Star Wars title. We'd love to see what's on the inside, whether it's a workshop or more of an office. The possibilities are endless. Could be anything in there. Could be a giant sail barge in there, just sitting in there. And there's lots more details in this Docking Bay 94 game. Like I said, it's a really accurate recreation of the Mos Eisley location seen in the film. So if you want to see more of this map, go watch my video where I compared it to Battlefront 2. It's fairly comprehensive. I talk about all the little details that you can compare between the two maps. There's a lot. They're both amazing in their own way. And let me know in the comments your favorite part of this map or your favorite Star Wars fan creation. There's lots of them out there and I'd love to explore more of them someday and make a few videos about them. Lots of fan projects. Send me what you know. You can also tweet or tag me on Instagram, Twitter, and Discord. Go follow me on those platforms for more. And thanks for watching this. My name's Andrew. I'll catch you soon.
Stay bombastic.